Good day. How are you today? This is Mo Pest Control, giving you a story time. Once again, make sure you always subscribe and like the channel. The channel will give you very informative information about how to treat for your home, for the foundation of your home regarding to pest control. All right. So without further ado, we're going to get into the story. This is a story where I was doing a pest control treatment for the exterior of a home. This is a residential area, very nice neighborhood. I mean, this area is a very nice neighborhood in Maryland. Uh, Very pretty, nice landscaping area. And this particular customer, I don't think he was yes, he was my regular customer. He was a quarterly customer, and this was my first time doing this customer. Actually, this was my second visit to this customer. And so, very nice fellow, very nice fellow. However, his home was very, let's just say, for lack of better words, disorganized. There was clutter everywhere. I mean, when I say clutter, I would say where there was no gaps for much in regards to doing interior treatment. This type of interior treatment is where we had, did he have a pet? I'm trying to think if he had a pet. No, I would say he did not have a pet, because in this treatment, I normally do the interior first, and then I close out the account by doing my exterior, and then I put in all the chemicals I need to put in the system to close out that particular job. So I ring on the doorbell. Very nice gentleman. However, he smoked a lot of cigarettes though. I can tell because he was smoking cigarettes when I came in the door, and I saw a lot of cigarette butts in ashtrays. Of course, the cigarette butts was in the ashtrays. So, I'm doing this treatment, but there was an awful lot of clutter there. I mean, it was enough clutter where you think he would need a housekeeper. It was just so much clutter. I'm unsure if he had a spouse or not, but it appeared that he did not have a spouse. So I would say that he lived alone. And so he didn't have a pet. He lived alone. And this is the kind of customer where he allowed me to do what I do, which means that he knows he already had an account with us, and he allows us to do pest control without him watching us or we're monitoring. He's not monitoring me, so he trusts my expertise and professionalism in regards to pest control. So I always start on my right and go around the whole home, but I just could not spray. I couldn't do that much spraying because it was so much clutter on the floor. I couldn't hardly get to any corners or cracks and crevices for that matter. It was just so hard that I have to really exaggerate my external perimeter treatment outside the home, because it was just so much clutter and cigarette butts, cigarette smoke. It was just so much. It was so much. It wasn't enough for me to bear, because maybe because I grew up with my mom smoking cigarettes, but it wasn't the case where I am a stickler of cigarette smoke. If it's too heavy, I would be out there faster. But in this case, it was a nice day. I took my time and did my treatment. And then you don't want to rush when you do a treatment, because that shows that you didn't put value into your work. So you're doing your treatment, but you're also identifying what needs to be done. And I had to, at the end, professionally tell him, once I was done with the treatment, he didn't watch me. Like I said, he was watching, I think, the news. And so I did my treatment, and I said, what I identified, but I professionally told him, I said, I could do a better treatment on the next time if you lift up or remove some of your areas where I can get to the cracks and perimeter of your home better. And that was basically what I told him. I said, yes, I didn't identify any roaches, any ants, things like that. But the next time I do a treatment, when you get the alert that we're coming to your home on said day, be mindful if you remove some of the items that are on the floor or in the way. That would make it more sufficient for me to do your treatment better. So I brought that to his attention. Also, I put that in the certificate notes, the receipt notes, and I moved on to my next job. All right, so that was the treatment I did for the that one period. Now we move on to the reoccurring period. So after the 3 months, I come back. Oh, I recognize this house. No big deal. I know what I'm aware of, right? So I do his treatment, first the inside, and I move my way on the outside. The outside wasn't that bad, to be honest with you. The outside was pretty good. It was a pretty good outside, no clutter on the outside, nothing that was in the way. I was able to do a full exterior perimeter treatment, no problem. So second visit, I come around. Once again, hi, how you doing, sir? Hey, how you doing, buddy? Doing fine. All right, let's get this party started. I do the treatment, did not do anything different. He didn't do, this is one of those customers where you just do your service. It's not that horrific where you would be, it wouldn't rent space in your head for the day. Let's just put it that way. You know, we have some jobs where it's like, man, that, you know, I've had jobs like that where this is absolutely savage. This one was just a lot of clutter, just clutter everywhere. You can tell this gentleman needed a significant other that would help out. Okay, so again, I'm doing this treatment normal. I start on my right, go all the way around. That's fireman / pest control perimeter protocol that we have in our head. Now, the only difference with this treatment is that I saw something that was very unique with this particular day. As he was smoking his cigarettes, a lot of cigarette butts, a lot of cigarette aroma in the air, as per the last job. The difference is that he was watching the news, the local state news, and he was on it. I said, wow, this is the reporter that I'm doing the treatment for? I was quite amused because the way he's dressed on the cast of him being a reporter does not manifest what's in his home. Totally two different personalities of his physical wardrobe portrayed on the program and his living abilities. So that right there really caught my attention. I had to shake my head and say, okay, let's get back to work, because this is different. This is a treatment where I didn't think I would meet someone, and this is this person's real life. So I thought that was very, very, very interesting. I actually didn't bring it to his attention that I was pretending I didn't see it. Like, you know, I'm like, oh, this is nothing new. I'm in this area. The areas was it was a very unique area where you can pretty much have anybody that could be someone living in that particular residency. So I just looked at it. I didn't like stare at it. It's not like I went to do my treatment whistling Dixie and I just froze like a deer with headlights. I didn't do that. I was basically just like seeing him watch the news show, and I saw it, took a glimpse, and then I just continued on because, again, This is a pest control thing that is just strictly professional. You know what I mean? So I treat it as if, you work in the industry of entertainment and you are just doing your job. You might tell your spouse, hey, I saw XYZ, and just keep it moving. But this here was something that was worth doing a story time for. So yeah, I did a news sportcaster on the local news, and he did not represent his physical living abilities, did not manifest how he is doing his job in reporting. So hope you liked the video. This was something that I had to put out there as a story time, and I hope you enjoy the other story times that I put out here. Pay attention to them because it is getting warmer now and there's a lot of things to look out for. So enjoy your day, have a blessed one, and let this be a good day. You have bad moments, but you never have a bad day. Much love.